Hi, I'm the Happiness Doctor, and I want to share with you a good news and a bad news story. The good news is people are spending fewer and fewer hours in front of a television set. The bad news, they're more than making up for it plugged into social media and technological devices. In fact, the average Canadian and American spends 54 hours a week plugged in to some technological unit. That's a lot of time. And you might wonder, how does all that time play into our happiness levels? Well, research has been done on this. Let me tell you about 3 studies. There was a recent Danish study, and in it they found when people were put in a condition where they couldn't access Facebook, their happiness went up. In another study, it was done at an Institute of Technology on the East Coast of the United States. And what they did is they shut down social media. They just completely shut it down. No Instagram, Snapchat, Twitter accounts were gone, Facebook, not accessible. And when they did this, they found out that after a week, the students reported being less stressed. It turned out it was stressful keeping up on all those platforms. Then in addition to that, after 2 weeks, they noticed that the students were sleeping better, eating better, exercising more, and their grades went up, and they were happier. There's no mystery here. The students just had more time to do all these things. And a third study was at the University of British Columbia in Vancouver, a huge campus. Students were told to find an obscure coffee shop on campus. Half of them were given an app on their smartphones that would help them find the coffee shop. The others, they weren't given any smartphone apps. They had to find it on their own by asking people for directions. What they found out is the people with the smartphone app found the coffee shop a few minutes quicker. But those that had to interact with other people were happier. So what's the take-home message here? What should we be doing? I don't think the message is to throw away your smartphone or to disconnect completely from social media. I think the message is to use our smartphones smartly. So when you're posting on Facebook or misrepresenting yourself with online dating, the idea behind it is that you need to remember what's really important. I think of the words of Chris Peterson. Chris Peterson was one of the founding fathers of positive psychology. And Chris would always say, other people matter. And Chris was right. So the research suggests that social media can actually have a negative impact on the quality of our connections with others. In a really interesting study, what they did is they had 2 people sit across from each other at a table. And then after their conversation, people rated the quality of the conversation. They rated their satisfaction with their interaction. What they found is that when there was a cell phone sitting on the table, people rated the quality of the conversation as poorer, even when the cell phone was turned off, compared to instead of a cell phone if there was a notebook, for example, on the table. So what does this tell us? What's the takeaway here? Well, I think it says that it's not good enough simply to turn your cell phone off. You need to put it out of sight so there isn't that distraction. So we need to use our smartphones smartly. And in order to do that, we put them completely out of sight and focus on what's really important to us. And that's the person you're talking with.